Apagar a luz, né? Não é, gato?
We gotta get off this damn ship. Yeah.
Hippie cara lá. O outro cara morreu, né? Foi de base.
I know it sounds crazy, but maybe it was these guns that took down the plane from our dive. Great. Could've used these if they weren't Swiss cheesed.
Bad. Era só pegar e vazar se não tivesse... tiro.
Find a way up?
Sadly, no, but I'll keep my eyes open.
Ô caralho. Tô nem pra ler, deixa eu ler. Instruções para o uso de máscara de gás. Sempre coloque a sua máscara antes de ajudar outras pessoas. Se você detectou gás ou ouviu o alarme de gás, não entre em pânico, fique calmo e grite gás, gás, gás. Para alertar a todos ao redor, prenda a respiração. Prenda a sacola da máscara de gás colocando a bolsa embaixo do seu braço esquerdo. Puxe a alça para cima do seu ombro direito e prenda a bolsa. Prenda o cinto em torno da sua cintura. Remova o capacete. Puxe a máscara. Nananã. Tutorialzinho. Se a máscara não amarrotar, pode haver um vazamento. Reajuste a máscara para que fique confortável. Depois repita o processo acima até que a máscara fique amarrotada para garantir que não haja vazamentos. É, porque teve aquele vazamento, aí o cara se escondeu aí dentro e usou a máscara. Mas aí eu acho que ele morreu de, tipo, ficar tanto tempo aí.
Hey, a little help over here. I think this is our way up. Give me a lift. I'll pull you up.
This is where I chased Conrad before.
Huh. I thought it looked familiar. Over here! Got a way through here.
Putz. Não, sabia. Eu queria ter andado até o final do barco ali pra ver se achava alguma coisa, mano. Saco, viu? Eu achei que a gente ia andar pra lá. Até pensei em não apertar o botão pra ele não abrir a porta. Que merda, viu? Devia ter alguma coisa lá, certeza.
Huh. Last log shows him caught in a storm.
Alex encontrou um diário de bordo com o nome Orang e uma palavra que começa por M. Registro de MEDAN. Ajuste ao barco. Chefe de máquina fez disparo de ajuste. Variação permitida 40 sem enganar. Dia 18/6. Névoa muito densa. Névoa em espessa se mantém. Legal, meu boneco não quer passar pra lá. Entendi, meu boneco não quer mais passar pra lá. Ih, vai ter premonição. Eita, se matou. E é esse maluco aí, não é? Ixi, vai ter uma merda ferrada então daqui a pouco.
You find a radio yet?
No, but there's gotta be a radio on this ship. There has to be. Something's wrong here. If you were headed to San Francisco, you'd be crazy to take this route.
It's almost like they didn't want anyone to know they were coming.
Like hide and seek out in the ocean?
Basicamente isso.
Ship was blown off course, cloud cover was bad. They couldn't establish a position.
Tá, esse barulho de rádio aí. Beleza, a gente chegou na central de comunicação.
Yeah, that's gross. Looks like this poor sucker bit it right in the middle of his message.
Chamado de SOS, contato de rádio intermitente, tentativa de SOS, código Morse, minutos, muitos tripulantes mortos.
Sounds pretty desperate.
I die.
Take a look. No freaking way. This thing actually still works?
Well, radio science hasn't changed much in 70 years, as long as there's power.
I'll give it a whirl.
We're headed for our 5th Street.
Ah! It's working!
Like any real changes on the horizon until at least Thursday, when a region of low pressure will come in from the east.
It's a number station.
8, 52, 186, 49, 32, 89, 3, 5, 246, 731, 5, 13, 16, 69,
Estranho.
8,
Estranho.
52,
Perigoso.
186, 49, 32, 89, 3, 5,
Military bandwidth.
Let's ask them for help. Hey! Hey! Is anyone out there hearing this? Hello?
Eita, receberam uma mensagem! O grupo encontrou um rádio e estabeleceu contato com uma base militar.
Holy shit! We got him!
Fala logo.
Come on, this is an emergency! Please!
Please repeat. Please repeat. Over.
We're on this like old freighter. We think the name of it is the MEDAN. Hello? Hello? Is anyone out there? Please come in!
Tá. Era meio óbvio que ia acontecer alguma coisa do gênero, tá ligado? Mas deu tempo da gente falar, pelo menos.
Yo, guys, check it out.
E se a gente não falasse nada...
This has got to lead somewhere. Maybe we can find a way to get the power back.
We need to get that radio working.
I think someone should wait here in case a message comes through.
I gotta be honest, I don't think I'm gonna make it down there in my shape.
I'll go, obviously.
I'm coming too.
Hey, what? Julia, no.
You're not my bodyguard. I can take care of myself.
Whoa, whoa. If Julia says she can handle it, she can handle it. Case closed.
All right, you and me, Julia.
E gatinho me protege aqui. Gatinho.
Any broken bones? Everything still work?
You guys okay down there?
I'm okay.
So, what's next?
We're gonna have to find the generator. If we can get it started, we can power up the radio.
Copy that. We'll wait up here by the radio. Here.
Hey.
After you.
Looks like we're in the lower levels of the ship. So it looks like there was some sort of fight and this Charlie went to the brig.
O soldado Charlie Anderson de licença demonstrou nível de intoxicação incompatível com a conduta esperada de um membro do exército dos Estados Unidos. O soldado estava envolvido em uma briga de bêbado com outro soldado. Na opinião do oficial responsável pela prisão, isso teria levado a uma desordem generalizada. Foram tomadas as medidas necessárias para que ambos voltassem ao navio. 10 dias na prisão. Semana da prisão. Sábado foi preso. É isso. É um relatório da...
Joe was in the sick bay.
Pô, aqui conta aqui, você viu? Aqui deve ter contado alguma coisa da história. Ele ter falado. Mas aqui é o relatório das pessoas que estão presas. Mas vamos ver, cadê esse John? Joseph... Tanana. Ah, não achei nada de... sobre enfermaria. Cadê? Intoxicação pública, briga 10 dias na prisão, encontrado bêbado e agindo de forma inapropriada para um membro do exército. Encaminhado para a enfermaria para receber tratamentos médicos antes da internação. Relatório médico. Minuta da reunião entre cientista X. O subtenente Walter Bishop Nanã. Encontro com a nossa equipe e diz que temos muito a aprender uns com os outros. Segredo encontrado. Descreve uma investigação durante a Segunda Guerra Mundial para testar os efeitos em humanos de certos alucinógenos de estrutura cristalina com o codinome Ouro da Muxúria. Estrutura cristalina? É metanfetamina isso aí? Até mesmo a exposição relativamente mínima causa alucinações consideráveis entre as cobaias, afetando seu comportamento de formas frequentemente violentas. Que foi aquele Charles lá. Fazendo com que a cobaia visse e ouvisse coisas que não existiam. Puta, por isso que o cara se matou na visão. Porque ele viu aquele negócio, ele vai ver esse ouro, esse bagulho aí e vai ficar alucinado.
I'm gonna need 100 hot baths if we ever get out of here.
We're gonna get out of here, Julia.
I hope you're right.
Am I ever wrong? Wow. Jesus.
Paciente John Patterson. Diagnóstico: neurose média, incapacidade, não é o resultado de sua própria conduta. Eu acho que ele deve ter visto aquele negócio lá. Fato seguinte, você viu o Capitão Patterson, ele veio à enfermaria. Durante essa visita observei sinais de angústia severa. Consistente a evidência de pânico que observei mesmo soldado durante seus... É, porque ele viu aquele bagulho lá, pedir... Segredo encontrado. O soldado Patterson é um jovem em forma e saudável de 25 anos, sem nenhum problema de saúde, com uma carreira militar exemplar. Ele se acalmou ao longo da consulta e os resultados dos testes de fala, reação e memória e tomada de decisões foram todos normais. Caso claro de Kors. Comprar pão? Dá-lhe pãozinho. Simor, valeu pelo follow. Deixa eu tirar o chat aqui que eu esqueci. Ô, chat, tem gente me dando dinheiro pra jogar joguinho em live? É isso mesmo? Meu amigo. Simor, muito obrigado pelo sub, meu querido, pelo apoio. Exclamação sub pra você pegar todas as vantagens de sub. A gente tá com 23 subs, faltam 2 subs pra gente bater a meta e liberar um emote novo. Puta merda. É isso, meu querido. Se quiser entrar no grupo do Whats, me manda o seu número lá no privado, no sussurro, fechou? Nossa, mano, quantos subs a gente tá? Calma aí. Putz, a gente perdeu um sub. Olha lá que eu falei de renovar. Já venceu o sub de alguém. A gente tá com 22, a gente tava com 23. Ai, mano, porque o Mutano não ressou... Cara, ó, se o Mutano renovar o sub dele e o Pedro renovar o sub dele, vai faltar um sub só, velho. Tão perto, mas tão longe.
Jesus.
Se a Kaori desse o sub, completou. Vou mandar aqui, ó. Vou mandar aqui. Ah, mas a... Ó, teve um cara aqui daquele joguinho do site lá que ele falou que o Prime dele vai ser pra mim. Mas, mano, eu tô triste, mano, triste só. Foda que vai vencer, tá ligado?
The sound of someone on board.
Para o papai, volte logo. Foda que vai vencer o sub da galera, mano. Por isso que tinha que bater rápido, tá ligado? Porque se a gente bater e já pôr o emote, foda-se se a gente cair pra 2 subs depois, tá ligado? Pelo menos a gente já liberou o 3º emote. Vou mandar aqui no grupo. Ah, foi o aí, ó, foi o Lictor que deu o sub, ele que falou. Ele falou que ia dar o sub, eu vi agora só. Só 3 subs. Ah. Mandei lá. Acho que eu vou postar no Twitter depois.
Come take a look. Look, down there. I think that's the engine room.
Good place to find the generator, right?
Let's find out. Shit! No more ladder. I can drop the rest of the way.
Wait! Are you okay?
Yeah, fine. Come on down.
Ô caralho, que susto!
You didn't fucking see that?
Não esperava por essa porra.
No.
Vai tomar no cu.
Hello?
Yeah, I think I'm actually seeing clearly for the first time in a while. Nothing jumped out at me. So, the ship was carrying Manchurian gold. But that turned out not to be gold at all. It's a toxic chemical. And there's this weird fog everywhere, right? Well, maybe that's Manchurian gold. And maybe we're breathing it in and it's fucking us right the hell up. I sure as shit saw some stuff I cannot believe. And maybe I was right not to believe it. I was hallucinating.
I guess it makes sense, though. We know the crew were scared shitless of something.
Yeah. You're all seeing this crazy shit going down and they all thought it was real.
This couldn't have anything to do with the plane wreck we dived.
It was a search and rescue plane. The whole reason it even came out here was because the people on the ship sent out a distress signal. I guess by the time the plane got here, it was too late. Everyone on the ship had lost their minds, so they shot it down. Who knows what the hell they were thinking? Or they thought they saw.
Oh, God. All right, let's get going.
Ó, ele só falou tudo isso por quê? Porque a gente achou os papéis lá e aí ele entendeu mais ou menos o que estava acontecendo. Se a gente não tivesse achado, eu acho que ele não teria falado nada disso, porque ele não ia saber. Motores Van Linden. Van Linden.
You ever wonder what would have happened if we went to Japan on vacation instead?
Shut up.
Não sei pra que lado ir agora. Registro de telegráfico da Casa das Máquinas. Sinal de manutenção, nananã. Inspecionei a sala em busca de anormalidades e fiz as devidas checagens do equipamento. Nenhuma falha encontrada.
Hey, look at this. The ship was anchored.
Sinal de parada recebido. Energia do motor cortada. Ordem recebida de ancorar em águas rasas. Ih, bugou. Então isso, quando isso aconteceu, o navio já estava parado já. Ó, tá vendo essa névoa no chão? Eles estão respirando isso aí. É por isso que tá vindo as alucinações. Era pra eles estarem de máscara aí dentro. Ligar a luz humilde. Se conseguir ligar a luz, Deus. Ó, o motor tá até ligando.
God. And it's working! Yeah, this is it, alright. Just throw the switch and let's get back upstairs.
Vai dar uma merda.
Okay, let's get back up there. We'll have to find a new way up.
Quando a eletricidade voltou, o rádio foi ligado.
Listen, we're back. Can you read me? Do you hear me? Are you hearing us? Over.
Please state your situation. Over.
We've been kidnapped, all of us. And there are things trying to kill us on the ship. Over.
Please state your coordinates. Over.
Hey, we're on this huge fucking ship. Our location is 12 degrees, 30 minutes south, 151 degrees, 20 minutes west. You got that?
Recovery mission is en route to your location. Over. Location is confirmed.
Come on, work.
Conrad revelou a localização do grupo. Bom, foda-se se parou. Pelo menos já revelou, agora a gente só tem que aguentar Provavelmente a energia vai parar daqui a pouco também. Mas a gente já pegaram nossa localização, então tipo, já estão vindo resgatar a gente, só que a gente já deve estar no final do jogo, então vai começar a acontecer um monte de merda pra tentar matar a gente. Vamos ver quantas pessoas a gente consegue sair vivo.
Look at this.
Era pra estar com todo mundo vivo, né?
I bet the fisherman brought it from the Duke.
You think it still works?
It's got maybe a few minutes of air left. Worth taking with us?
It's just gonna slow us down.
Ah, mano, vamos pegar.
We should take it. Parts of the ship are completely underwater.
Salaud! Je sais ce que t'essaies de faire! Tu veux me tuer? Hein? Mais c'est moi qui vais te tuer! Dis-moi seulement où est ce putain d'or! Je t'ai dit de la fermer, sale menteur! Ferme ta gueule de merde!
Ih, tá surtado.
Tu dis n'importe quoi! Tout ce que tu racontes, c'est des conneries! Alors, ferme ta sale gueule de merde!
Oh my god. How did he die?
I don't know. You think they're turning on each other?
Ah, o bagulho do barco lá. Dá uma na cara ali.
Maintenant, c'est moi qui viens me chercher. Les esprits des morts viennent me chercher. Je vous attends, bande d'enculés. Ah!
Mano, só pega o bagulho e sai fora, velho. Ih, eles não pegaram o negócio
God,
da água.
this is so messed up.
It's crazy as a shithouse, man.
Shit, he's coming.
Pega o bagulho, mano. Ele não pegou. Ele não pegou o negócio do barco.
There's no use hiding, you little fucks. What's the problem with sharing all that gold, eh? There must be plenty of that to go around, more than enough. And we're all in this together, right? Trying to cut me out of the deal? You can't have all the gold. And I'm to be left here to die. But I am the captain. I am in control. And I am the one that says who goes
Olha lá.
and who stays.
É pra ter pego essa merda aí, velho.
He's breathing down our necks. Please tell me you have an escape plan.
Cara, mata ele.
Just stay out of sight. Let's see what he does.
Ah, the smug Americans have smashed their way into a foreign land and come up short.
Porque se a gente sair agora,
Traders are on. gold is mine, and now I'm the one who gets to smash.
Ele vai ver a gente, porra.
With my big fucking hammer.
Mano, mata o cara! Vai! Faz o cara! Ah, mano. Era só pegar ele, velho, pelas costas.
Holy fuck, lock it! Is this gonna hold? Or do we need to start running again?
We're good. For now.
Motivação, relaxado, empolgado, agressividade. Fala com ele aí pela janela, pô.
Okay. None of you move. None of you go all changing on me now. Turn around. Slow. Real slow. Okay. All right. No changing. None of that. Raise your hands up. Slow. No, no. Not like that. I said no changing.
Please, we've got no problem with you. We just want to get out of here. Please.
I'm sorry, but if you're breathing, then you don't got much of a choice in the matter. You don't got a say. Ah! Not again! It's all gone changing on me!
What? What's changing?
Stay away! Stay back from the mist!
Hey, there's no mist, man.
Don't breathe it! Don't breathe the mist!
Wait, what is this mist? What does it do?
It's life. Bringing things to life that shouldn't be alive. It's inside now. Inside with us now.
Please just calm down.
Stop! Stop! It's in one of us, isn't it?
Put the gun down, now!
Why would you say that? Why are you telling me what to do? Yeah, you breathed in the mist! It's happening. I can feel it!
Okay. Look, there was something in the last room. A fog or a mist, maybe?
I knew it! I told you! Did you breathe it in?
Sure. I mean, we all did a little.
No! No! No!
Caralho! Nossa, mas eu fui muito burro também, né? Porque ele já tava surtado, eu tinha que meter o louco em cima dele, eu fui falar a verdade. Caralho, a gente não vai salvar ninguém nesse jogo, basicamente. Vai morrer todo mundo.
This way, I guess.
Oh, come on! This is like that fucking movie with the ship and the water. Way less dancing.
Mano, mas e aí?
Don't I get a stunt double at least?
Se eles estivessem aí agora? Um ia aí com a água e outro não? Ah, mano, morreu 2 já, velho.
There's 472 rivets in this room, which can only mean one thing. I've been in here way too long. Hey! Is anyone hurt down there? Shit.
2 tiros, que foi esse tiro que a gente...
We gotta go make sure everyone's okay.
Shit!
Ah, mano.
Well, what's our...
Deu vontade de voltar alguém,
Stay
mas
here with the
não
radio.
vou voltar não.
I'll go after them.
There has to be a better idea.
I'm a big boy. This is my mess, and I'll clean it up.
Just keep your head down. Okay?
Pior que, mano, por besteira, era pra gente salvar todo mundo. No final, eu não duvido que a gente vai acabar matando todo mundo sem querer ainda. Ô, caralho!
Okay. This is the exact moment where I can definitively state that I hate this fucking place. Even more than I did a minute ago.
Ó. Não entendi. Quem é esse cara desse cabelão aí? Eu não lembro quem que é ele. Alguém vai cair ali, mas eu não entendi quem. Eu não lembro quem é esse cara desse cabelo aí. Ó, o vulto do cara que morreu, mano. Não, do cara que morreu não, esquece. Mano, aquele cara do cabelinho ali não era do outro jogo? Memorando interno, todos os oficiais de campo. A dimensão das nossas missões de busca e resgate ao longo da área rendeu resultados muito maiores que o esperado. Infelizmente agora temos uma escassez de caixões para adultos. Para possibilitar a recuperação de todos os cadáveres da estação de tratamento de água, foi necessário transportar os parcos. Ah. Só pode ser o Hawkins, coitado, não sobrou quase nada dele.
God damn. How the hell big is this place?
Shit.
Je les ai vus, ouais. Ouais, je les ai vus. Ils étaient juste là. Et je savais que c'était impossible.
Até o cara lá.
Ils étaient là. Et ils me regardaient, droit dans les yeux. À travers moi. Avec leurs yeux. Avec leurs putains de grands yeux. Tu me crois pas? Non. Moi, je te crois pas. Arrête ça. Arrête de me regarder. Tes yeux sont trop... Non. Non. Oh non, 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 bordel. Je vais te crever les yeux. Ah, fous le camp avec tes yeux. Je t'en prie. Ah! Stay back. I mean it.
Hey, cool out! Come on! Nobody's gotta get hurt.
Ah!
Hey, it's cool, man. We're cool. We can talk this out, man. We can bond over how much we hate this boat.
José, valeu pelo follow.
So you think that's the best solution here?
Olha só, abriu a porta alagando o portão de carga. Então ele vai conseguir abrir. Nossa. Ah, errei o botão, porra! Caralho, de novo, mano! Nossa, velho, que merda! Vai dar bosta se eu ficar errando assim. Eu apertei! Como assim? Puta, aquele bagulho lá.
Get out of there! Come on!
Como assim? Eu apertei!
Not yet!
You gotta get out now! Now!
Ah, era pra eu apertar várias vezes. Caralho, Caralho, eu matei todo mundo! Eu achei que era pra apertar uma vez, mas era pra apertar várias. Meu Deus. Caralho, eu matei todo mundo. Mano, eu fiquei muito apreensivo, velho. Não consegui acertar nada.
No! 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 No!
Mano, era só acertar um botão, velho. E ainda arregaçou o negócio. O cara morreu e ainda não salvou o bagulho. Nossa, mano, a gente... Nossa. Matou todo mundo em meia hora, velho.
Hello?
O jogo inteiro a gente salvou todo mundo.
No! No! No, no. I'm so sorry.
Dá vontade de jogar de novo, né? Só pra tentar salvar todo mundo. Mas é muito rolê. Já amanheceu, mano. Não é possível. Que bosta, mano. Só ficou os dois vivos? Sério? Acabou? Tá de dia já, mano. Não tem mais o que acontecer.
The Duke's not going anywhere without a distributor cap, so neither are we.
Best I can figure it. We got a couple days. Maybe more if we can collect some rainwater.
I always kind of knew I would die on a boat. But not this shitty boat.
Melhor que ficar dentro desse navio, mano. Eu sairia desse navio e ficaria no barco. Foda-se.
I swear I'm telling you everything I know. I didn't see Brad. There was this crazy guy in a hood, that's it.
I should have been there. When she died. Maybe I could have done something. Maybe it could have been me. God knows it should have been.
Cara, quando eles estavam aí em cima, não era mais fácil só ter pulado daí, saído e entrado lá no barco? Ao invés de ter ficado aí? Cara, ela morreu... Uma decisão, né, velho? Uma decisão. Pior que os três morreram de forma besta. Eu acho que o mais merda foi ele, porque... Porque eu errei tudo, tipo... Ele foi o... Caralho, já terminou assim? Nem falou se, tipo, eles iam sair vivos e tal? Dava pra ter salvado pelo menos a menina e o cara lá do começo. Porque, mano, foi uma decisão errada só que eles morreram, tá ligado? O desse último cara, a gente errou tipo 4 vezes.
That's it. Game over. You're done. For now, at least. You could always try again, see if you can't do better next time around. Not a very happy ending. Or maybe it is. Depends what makes you happy, really. I suppose when the curtain falls, you're either ready for it or you're not. And the distributor cap? Boom. Unfortunate. It's all about decisions, isn't it? Decisions made in a hurry, in a panic, made with the heart instead of the head, or vice versa. Sometimes those decisions take a long time to have repercussions. But there are repercussions. There are always repercussions. Till we meet again. Maybe in Little Hope, maybe somewhere else. But be certain, we will meet again. It's inevitable.
Daqui um ano a gente joga de novo e tenta fazer diferente.
Won't you spare me over
Oh, não, sem música.
Won't you spare me over till another year? Won't you spare me over?
Sem música.
Won't you spare me over till another?
Cara, foi um final merda, na moral. Não é nem porque eles morreram. Ah, tá, suave, vai mostrar um end. Eu falo, mano, não vai mostrar se os caras vieram resgatar mesmo?
Hey! Shit. Hey! Hey!
Got a visual. Several civilians on board. Target confirmed as the MEDAN. We found her, boys. This mission is certified level 3 classified. You know what that means.
Ó, merda. Cara, eles vão pousar no navio? What the fuck? What the fuck, mano? Então eles... Mano, então isso aí não é pra ninguém descobrir esse navio, então.
I just saw someone in the woods.
Aí, ó, o cara do cabelinho era ele, mano. Que a gente viu na premonição lá.
Okay, very good. Who's there?
I fashioned her with my own hand.
Cara, what the fuck? Então, mano, a gente não pode contar pra eles onde a gente tá. Eles vão chegar... Mano, imagina se a gente tivesse salvado todo mundo e no final eles vêm e atiram nos 4, nos 5. Caralho! Aí a gente vai ter que jogar... Vai ter que testar 3 vezes. Vai ter que testar com todo mundo vivo. Os caras vindo salvar a gente. 4 vezes a gente vai ter que testar. Aí vai ter que testar... Como se todo mundo vivo, sem os caras virem salvar a gente. E vai ter que testar... tentar salvar o bagulho do barco. Caralho. Será que vale a pena ver os documentários ou nem? De como o jogo foi feito e tal? Mano, a gente não tem nada pra fazer, então sei lá. Bloqueá-lo coletar todos os 25 segredos militares. Caralho, 50 segredos?
Anthology is much loved and has an established pedigree across all forms of entertainment.
Eu acho que é livro isso aí também, não é?
Twice Told Tales by Nathaniel Hawthorne in 1837 to Clive Barker's Books of Blood in the mid-80s, and with the likes of Blackwood, Poe and Lovecraft in between, short story horror writing has long been a popular format. Largely regarded as the first published horror anthology, Twice Told Tales is a collection of mostly previously published stories from The Token, an annual illustrated gift book published in Boston. The author of Twice Told Tales, Nathaniel Hawthorne, was born on July the 4th, 1804, in Salem, Massachusetts. His great-great-grandfather was John Haythorne, a Puritan, and one of the judges who presided at the Salem witch trials of 1692. In 1842, Edgar Allan Poe reviewed Twice Told Tales for Graham's magazine, concluding that Hawthorne was a man of indisputable genius. By this time, Poe, also from the state of Massachusetts, had already written his own collection of short stories for publication. This collection, titled Tales of the Grotesque and Arabesque, was published in 2 volumes in 1839. The horror anthology had become a recognized format, and after also writing many short stories for newspapers and magazines, Algernon Blackwood's first publication, The Empty House and Other Ghost Stories, was released in 1906. Blackwood went on to write such classics as The Willows and The Wendigo, which was first published in another anthology, The Lost Valley and Other Stories, in 1910. Fast forward 74 years to 1984 and the first publication of Books of Blood. Each book was a collection of horror stories written by British author Clive Barker, the first of which catapulted Barker to legendary status in horror writing, with Stephen King proclaiming him the future of horror. Several of the stories from Books of Blood have been adapted successfully for film, including Rawhead Rex and The Midnight Meat Train. Barker adapted The Yattering Jack in 1986 for use in George A. Romero's anthology TV series Tales from the Dark Side.
I take it you will remain.
Short-form storytelling arrived on a new medium in 1938 when the radio show The Mercury Theatre on Air broadcast an adaptation of Dracula.
I have never seen Count Dracula by day. At sunrise, at the first cockcrow, he is gone.
The series was the creation of Orson Welles and John Houseman and became most famous for its broadcast of War of the Worlds, which terrified listeners, believing that the alien invasion was a reality. From 1942, the radio drama series Suspense broadcast more than 90 short plays on CBS Radio for 20 years, often featuring some of Hollywood's leading stars. Initially, the series seldom used material that would be classified as horror, fantasy, or science fiction.
Oh, da hora esse documentário.
This became a regular occurrence.
Eu vou baixar o outro jogo, só pra gente ver também.
The Dunwich Horror. One episode, The Hitchhiker, broadcast in 1942, featured a performance by Orson Welles and was later adapted for an episode of The Twilight Zone in 1960. 1947 saw the debut of Quiet Please, a radio horror and fantasy series created by Willis Cooper. Cooper had been a writer for Orson Welles' Campbell Playhouse, which had succeeded the Mercury Theatre on Air.
Please, which is written and directed by Willis Cooper and features Ernest Chappell. Quiet Please for tonight is called Camera Obscura.
The play's scripts often broke the fourth wall by speaking directly to the listener, a technique much adopted in later horror anthologies. In his book, Terror on the Air, Horror Radio in America, Richard J. Hand wrote that Cooper had enjoyed creating roles for the audience, including implicating them in the action of the story itself, indicating a clear desire to create horror as interactive entertainment.
Caramba!
70 years ago. The show ran for 2 years.
Tipo, o pessoal ia lá assistir, fazia uns bagulho pra eles ficarem com medo, não era só teatrinho, tá ligado?
See the debut of Larry Fessenden and Glenn McQuaid's radio show, Tales from Beyond the Pale. Successful genre filmmakers in their respective rights, the two began producing episodes under Fessenden Studio, Glass Eye Pix, influenced by the works of Boris Karloff, Peter Lorre, and Orson Welles. Fessenden would later partner with the show's sound designer Graham Resnick to write the scripts for Supermassive Games' critically acclaimed horror debut Until Dawn, and for the first game in their Dark Pictures horror anthology, Man of Medan. In film and TV, short-format horror has been successfully represented many times since The Twilight Zone in 1959. Created and presented by Rod Serling, The Twilight Zone ran for 5 seasons on CBS from 1959 to 1964.
Caramba!
Each show was a standalone story featuring characters faced by surreal and often disturbing events. Serling's introductions and conclusions to each show summarized the story and provided some justification for the events and, often, the moral of the story. In 2016, Rolling Stone placed The Twilight Zone at number 7 in its list of the greatest shows of all time.
Meu pai comprava várias dessas revistas aí da Rolling Stone.
Tales from the Crypt is highly regarded by fans of the genre. Starring Peter Cushing and Joan Collins and featuring Ralph Richardson as the Crypt Keeper, it is an anthology film based on stories from EC Comics and one of several Amicus horror anthologies produced in that decade. And in 1989, HBO launched a horror anthology series under the same name, also based on EC Comics, which ran until July 1996. 1982 saw the release of Creepshow, a dark comic horror anthology film directed by George A. Romero. Influenced by and a homage to the material from the EC and DC comics of the 1950s, its entirely original material was written by Stephen King, and it is a somewhat tongue-in-cheek expression of the horror genre. 25 years on, and in 2007, Trick or Treat presents another set of horror shorts as a dark comedy horror anthology film. And then, in 2012, a very different anthology film with a very different tone, VHS. Created by Brad Miska and Bloody Disgusting, an American horror genre website and film production company, VHS is a much darker horror anthology
Esse filme aí é foda também, eu já vi.
6 short horror stories and linked by a found footage theme. 2 of the stories, Second Honeymoon and Tuesday the 17th, were written and directed by Ty West and Glenn McQuaid. Other examples in film and TV that are more than worthy of mention are Roger Corman's 1962 anthology, Tales of Terror, based on 3 Edgar Allan Poe short stories.
Cara, eu tenho um livro do Allan Poe, mas é muito difícil de ler. Tem muita palavra difícil.
The 1963 Italian horror anthology, Black Sabbath, narrated by Boris Karloff. The TV series Night Gallery, a spiritual successor.
Mano, olha o tanto de coisa de terror que existe desde 1950.
Fronted again by Rod Serling and focusing more directly on horror, which ran from 1969 to 1973. Stephen King's Cat's Eye of 1985. John Carpenter's 1993 film Body Bags, featuring the likes of Sam Raimi, Wes Craven and Mark Hamill. And Southbound, a 2016 road trip horror anthology by a number of the collaborators on VHS. From written fiction through radio,
isso porque você tá falando das mais famosas, né?
And now video games, horror anthology is a format that both creators and horror fans enjoy. And it's a format that has existed for
200 anos, mano.
100 years. Long may it continue.
Da hora, velho. Pô, vou baixar o outro jogo de novo só pra gente ver esses documentários. Eu acho da hora, mano. A gente tá aqui mesmo, sem fazer nada. Vamos aproveitar pra ver tudo que o jogo dá pra gente, né, porra? Deixa eu ver uma coisa aqui. Entrevista com o Sean. Eu acho que é esse cara aqui, o Sean. Ih, mas ele fica assim... Tem som.
What's up, man? Conrad.
Conrad, this is Brad, by the way. My little bro.
Hey, man. Want to crack a cold one with me? In The Man of Medan, I play a character named Conrad. And I think initially when we find Conrad, he is a sort of entitled guy. The American who's on vacation. Where's the old crust bucket skipper anyhow? He's an adventurous guy. He lives off the cuff. He does what he wants.
I'd invite you to make yourselves at home, but
And I think that's kind of fun to play as an actor. He has no censor, he's no filter. So whatever circumstance he's put into, you know exactly how Conrad feels. And so it was kind of fun performance to start out being brash, kind of a silly guy, and just jump in and have fun with that.
So is everybody on board and ready to go?
You're selling, I'm buying. I think Conrad and I have some similarities. I think the sense of humor and the sense of fun are similar between Conrad and I, but I will say that he's a little more aggressive and a little more outlandish than I am. Guys, look, I think we gotta listen to our experienced, beautiful, smart, and beautiful captain here. If she says we should do things
Connie, please, I didn't bring you on this trip to get laid.
Wait, what?
I think Conrad's the kind of guy that I would like to be at a party with. You know, I'd like to have a barbecue and drink some beers with him. I don't know that Conrad and I would be best friends. I think we'd butt heads a little bit. Right on, Bradical. I like the cut of your ship. It's jib. Don't
peidar.
I think the scenes that I've had the most fun with so far are basically when Conrad is going absolutely crazy.
Eu acho mó da hora esse bagulho desses
But there's a scene where these sort of fishermen interact with our divers, with our core crew here, and he's just a bit of an asshole.
Hey, we got damage here, you see this?
We can take care of this, man. It's not a problem. I mean, what do you think? Like $10 cover it? Oh, whoops, my bad. Let's make it 20. Okay. Hold on, I got this. Well, shoot, you think it's more like 30? I can do 30. All right. You drive a hard bargain, but I'm with you. Here, you know what? Let's just throw in the whole pot. That's yours. You go ahead.
O da hora é que agora os jogos são criados... É um mercado novo pros atores, né?
Messing with his group, and he just kind of lets loose and talks trash to him. And as a guy who would never do that in real life, it's a lot of fun to just kind of let Conrad flow, say whatever.
You are an idiot.
They left, didn't they?
That doesn't make you any less of an idiot. You know, the only thing funnier than seeing you try to buy your way out of that situation is watching you put your money to waste.
Got a smile out of you.
O bom é que isso criou mercado novo pros atores, né?
One of the most interesting and one of the key moments that sticks out for me is Conrad's decision in the first act of the game, either to stay with the group or potentially just take off. Storm's 8 miles away.
They came here on a boat. Maybe we can take it.
Yeah, it's a speedboat. I can get out through the window. We gotta break these off first.
Too loud. They'll hear it.
We're gonna break them during the thunder. Good call.
Don't leave us here, okay?
And I think, again, it's what's interesting, depending on how the player sculpts the story, Conrad can become a coward, essentially, and desert his friends and his family, or become a hero and stay. These fuckers need to pay. So that, to me, is very, very interesting. Two very human choices, and depending on how our player decides to live with these characters, can totally change the outcome of the game. So I think that I enjoy when Conrad makes the heroic choice and gets to stick around. He obviously gets to see more of the adventure, but it's just as possible that he tries to save his own life and takes off.
Whew, wow, that was intense. That's one way to put it.
You got a better way to put it? All the characters do have very strong personalities and drives.
Leave!
I think Conrad is the instigator.
Good news, bad news. Bad news? I don't see how this could get any worse.
I think he is the one that really starts the confrontation with the fishermen.
These are kind of... Maybe the fishermen I pissed off earlier.
Oh, god damn it, Conrad.
Great, just great. And the good news?
So I think in a lot of ways, Conrad is there to stir the pot and create drama.
I recognize them.
How is that good news?
I thought you were gonna ask the good news first.
You're such an idiot, Jesus.
Do I prefer playing the good guy or the bad guy? I think that there's fun in both. To be honest, I don't get to play the bad guy as much as I get to play the good guy, so I think I relish those moments where I get to play the darker side of things. But I think every good hero has that balance, has that dark side. I think a good guy who only is doing good things is kind of boring.
You just had to piss them off, didn't you?
So I think that there's elements of both sides in both characters. And the best villains are the villains that don't think they're doing anything wrong. Their motivation is not like, oh, I'm a mustache-twirling bad guy. It's like, no, they're doing what's right for them. It just happens to be against what most people think is the...
Da hora que eles têm que gravar várias vezes, né? Porque tem várias...
Give them a nice jab with a sharp knife.
Vários finais e tal.
Because I'd had some experience working with motion capture and games before, this experience was much easier for me coming right in. I didn't feel like I was jumping into the deep end. What I really like is that all the actors are constantly there all the time. There's the ability to work off each other without the pressure of specific lighting and marks. There's a freedom to that I really, really enjoy. It's been really good. It's been very kind of a free experience as far as like motion capture performance.
You got a funny way of saying thank you, Conrad.
You're a piece of work, Conrad.
I'm not all work, I'm a little play too. Hashtag wink.
Da hora. Mano, esses bagulho, quando a gente assiste um negócio da hora, se tiver esses documentários, é sempre bom, mano, a gente ver. Quando a gente gosta, né? Não adianta ver documentário de um bagulho que a gente assistiu e não gostou.
Hello. I am the curator of stories. Stories of love and
Ué, não colocaram a legenda.
greed and beauty, life and death. Stories such as this one.
The curator of the Dark Pictures anthology bridges between the player and the story, being very aware of what they've done, but also much more aware than the player about what's actually going on in the story and what the context is and what the scenario is.
What do you think happened to this guy?
Now, for the first time, for some reason that he himself doesn't even understand, he's been given the opportunity to talk to somebody, and that somebody is the player. As far as he knows, it's always been him that's done this job, and nobody else. And within his library is the story of everybody's life and death. There's even rooms in there that he can't remember ever going in, but he's way too busy to go and explore because there's always another end of life to record and document.
Clothes are so important because they provide an insight into the character. They explain where the character's been.
Peaky Blinders.
They describe where he's going. They suggest motive. We want the audience to perceive him as having everything completely in control. So all of the ideas of his clothes being tailored to his body, it's really important to us. We worked with a costume designer. He did a lot of research into the authenticity of the materials and textures. He provided us with lots of authentic high-resolution reference. He even gave us material swatches. It was really useful for us because looking at the folds, looking at the visual language of cloth, how do they sit on the character? Is it working from a distance? What's the weight of the material? It gave us a really good platform in order to produce high-quality, realistic materials.
Giving it that depth.
I'm here to record the story you choose to tell.
I think that whenever you're dealing with a realistic human acting performance and facial expressions, that part of it is so key to transferring the emotion that you want to over to the player. Just the definition and detail that you need now is quite challenging.
But there are repercussions.
In terms of cameras, it's quite interesting as well because we've talked a little bit before about how we use skewed angles, upshots, tilts and all that kind of thing to create this feeling of unease and anxiety in the horror moments. And for the curator, it was quite the opposite actually. He's very much in control and he knows everything about the game you're playing and he's very much at home in his own environment. So we took the approach to have a lot more flattering shots, a lot more level shots. You look at him at a natural height. You're never like below or above him and it creates this veneer of control. It's almost like it's very straightforward and he's just delivering you these statements.
You see, we each make decisions according to our own moral compass.
And of course he's British. As soon as we'd established that and who he was and what his personality was, our minds went pretty much straight to Pip Torrens to deliver the performance. And Pip's done a brilliant job bringing everything that we wanted in the curator to life on the screen. And pretty much everything that we shot was nailed on first take by Pip.
But the truth of this story isn't fixed.
Caraca, na primeira tentativa de gravar, já ficou bom. Cara, o cara é brabo, então.
Really important for us with our
no primeiro take já, mano, tá ótimo.
From the rest of the game that you're experiencing.
O cara é bom, então.
And with that, we could make a really interesting contrast, because as the player, you might be experiencing all this horror, all this craziness, and all of a sudden you're taken out to
Tem cena que demora 40, 100 takes pra acertar 2 segundos, tá ligado?
We tried to play up on that contrast and really signal to the player that there was a change happening. The curator addresses the player directly. He's quite ambiguous, he's quite mysterious. You're really not sure if he's there to help you or hinder you sometimes. And I wanted that to kind of be reflected in the art.
Pra mim, ele atrapalhou no segundo jogo.
The game, and where you see him a lot of times. We wanted to get this feel of an almost infinite corridor that's got this maze-like feel. It's not a set-out space that you automatically understand as a viewer when you see it. You're not sure how long it goes on, how many paths there are, how much of a maze this corridor is. So to light that, we wanted to get this feel where there's not markers that tell you this is where you are right now in the corridor, you've been here before, just to increase that feeling of not being fully aware of your surroundings and add to the mystery of the scene.
And then he goes into his repository, which is a huge vault of books and secrets, with his main desk right in the middle. He's got large windows for light, a skylight above that would also let a lot of light in, a mezzanine floor, a marble fireplace, classical, opulent, sophisticated.
The central feature of the repository is the curator's desk. So we researched how that might look and wanted to make it look a big, substantial piece of furniture. We added a lot of scroll work and detail to the front and rear. All of the things that you'd expect, the brass fittings for the drawers. There's quite a lot of detail went into that, and we thought we might be seeing that quite close as well again. So in the end, it fits nicely in this environment. It references some of the Victorian era detail that you might see on a piece like that.
The creator has the ability to access stories through the pictures on the wall. They're almost portal through to another world. And that all had to fit within our architectural environment, so we looked at very ornate framings, large pictures that would hang on the walls, that would feel correct and not out of place, and something of this nature.
We thought about where we could include light sources that would be interesting and would put light in the right areas of the room. The skylight's a really good example. We decided that having this top-down ambience would really bed the scene in nicely and create this nice veneer to it. And then adding another number of interesting light sources that we can use for accents, such as a fireplace, such as the candles, that just are there to give you that extra range of colour if you need it. They're there to draw the eye of the player to what we want to show them.
It's not my place to interfere, but I might be persuaded to...
Tá brabo hoje.
Hint. Here's one for free.
It's a strange place. Who's this guy? Why is he talking to me? Where am I now? I was just on a ship having some horror happening, and now I'm here. And this guy has the appearance of being there to help you, but he seems like such a strange guy, and the environment he's in is so different. There's a certain ambiguity to it, and we wanted the player to question whether or not he's on their side or whether or not he's kind of playing his own game with them.
Pra mim, ele dá umas dicas, mas ele quer te fuder, tá ligado?
The tree is no ordinary place, and you'll get the chance to see him again in the rest of the Dark Pictures anthology.
Pra mim, ele dá umas dicas, mas ele quer que você se foda.
We will meet again. It's inevitable.
Igual o bagulho lá que ele falou que a menina... que era pra gente confiar na menina. No final, não mudou porra nenhuma confiar na menina. É isso aí, sobrou esses dois aqui, os segredos do... É verdade, né? A gente não sabe absolutamente nada sobre o navio. A gente só sabe que tinha os corpos mortos e vazou o bagulho lá. A gente não sabe absolutamente nada sobre aquele navio. A gente teria que ver o parte 1. Vamos ver no YouTube, na moralzinha. Segredos de Urangue.